decided over the Juneteenth holiday, it's actually after the holiday, it's Monday now, but I was going to come up to the Peak District and chase down some waterfalls. So I've got about half a dozen that I'm after. This first one is Lathkill Dale. It's pretty close to Bakewell, but I'm on the footpath heading down there now. I'm going to drop down. I got to cross through these fields, and then I got to drop down into the little gully where the waterfall's at and walk up the river. So anyway, should be a good time though. I really like coming up to the Peak District for the waterfalls. It's not too far from my house, only about a 2-hour drive really, and the scenery's really nice, and there's a lot of waterfalls in the Peak District. Today it's overcast, as you can probably see, but that's okay though, because normally for landscape photography you really wouldn't want overcast, but waterfall photography, overcast is great, right? You want to have that nice filtered light so there's not a lot of reflection coming off the water. So anyway, so I think it's about a mile from the road on this public footpath down to the waterfall. So we're gonna, this kind of zigzags around and drops down into where the river bottom's at, and then we kind of have to hike back the river, I believe, to our right after we drop down to get to the waterfall. And this will be our first one today. Okay, so we're back at the falls. What I'm going to do is probably actually take my shoes and roll my pants legs up and hop out here in the middle and get a picture. I'm looking at like some of these rocks in the foreground, maybe a little bit farther down the stream. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at this, but I need to kind of hurry up, get my pictures, and move on because I got a couple other waterfalls I want to hit today. So. Just working my way back up, but I came back to this site that I went by initially, and I'm looking at this, and this actually used to be an old mill. And over here by the tree is the old millstone, and you can see this was where they would have had the raceway coming through where the mill, the wheel used to be. And then up here is you can see the old foundation. Pretty interesting, some of the stuff you run into out there. Okay, we are at Monsal Dale Head. This is our next waterfall. It's down here on the left. You can't see it. It's just on the other side of this hill. But it's the weir at Monsal Dale. And so this is Monsal Dale Head. So it's really spectacular scenery. I'd stop and take pictures, but I'm chasing the waterfall instead. So I'm trying to beat the weather. It's starting to get cloudy, and I think it might rain shortly, the way the weather's starting to change. So. And I figure this is probably going to be about a 2-hour round trip jaunt for me, maybe, with photographs and everything. That'll put me at 2:30, and I'm hoping to get at least one more, if not two more, waterfalls in today. So anyway, we'll catch back up when I get down to the bottom. So we've left the weir, and now we're heading down to the aqueduct. And there's supposed to be some good scenery down here. It's starting to really cloud over though, and temperatures drop, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rained on here shortly. But that's okay, because overcast days are actually really good for this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'll go down here, go across the aqueduct, and then climb back up the hill to my car. Found out there's actually a car park at the bottom of the hill, so I didn't really need to climb down the side of this thing. So, but live and learn. Okay, we're back up to the car park, and our next stop, I'm going to try to make it to Waterfall Falls. The temperature's dropping quite a bit. It's getting cloudy. I expected it to be rained on by the time I got back to my car, but I didn't, so I got lucky. So let's see how much more luck I can get, and we'll head off to the next fall. See you there. So, not related to my picture-taking expedition with Waterfalls, but I happened to be driving through Eyam, and then realized what Eyam was. Eyam is a village that during the medieval times it got the plague, they think, from a bolt of cloth, and that came from London. And what the villagers did to protect everybody is they quarantined the village, and a lot of them died. I think at least 2/3 of them died, but they would not let anybody go in or out of the village until the plague had actually gone away. So pretty cool stuff. But this lady here, Catherine Mopson, she died of the plague. She had the opportunity to leave, I believe, and she stayed here. She was the wife of the reverend, and she stayed to help take care of the people who had the plague, who were sick, and she ended up getting it herself and passing away. He actually lived, I believe, and so I think this is his grave over here, or at least his headstone, which was 1672 or something like that. So, but yeah, there's quite a few of the old graves, and then there's this old Celtic cross that sits there. That's 8th century, so it's well before the plague. That's 1200 years old. And I did see, I mean, if you're into headstones, I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff in here that was kept. Like I see this one back here, and that is quite an old headstone there, or some sort of thing out of the church, I believe. So hey, so Waterfall Swallow was a bust. The waterfall, whenever I got there, I drove out, and it's in this little wooded area, but it was all marked as no trespassing, so that was a complete no-go. And so, but I did talk to somebody who said that Lumsdale Falls was open again, which I tried to come out here a year ago, and it was all closed off because of COVID. I'm not quite sure why, because, you know, outside recreation was one thing you could do, and so, but they had it closed off, and that's okay. So I'm walking down there now. The trails that used to, when we came out here the first time, those are all open now. So there's a possibility I can get down to where the waterfalls are at down there. I did see that some of it has still closed off because they're doing repair work on the old mills and stuff that used to be down here along this creek bed or stream bed. So anyway, I'm walking down there now, and we'll see what comes of it. So hopefully I can get down to where there's some waterfall pictures, and we'll go from there. Anyway. Okay, well, I poked around and I came down to the bottom of the site, and that's where they're actually doing the construction. So there's work crews down there, so I'm gonna probably head back. Anyway, so we had 4 waterfalls scheduled today. We only made 2 because 2 of them were no-goes. We couldn't get to them. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, it was a good day out. I got a couple waterfalls I haven't been to before. And so maybe I'll try this again next week and see what I come up with. But anyway, some beautiful scenery here. If you haven't been to Lumsdale, it's, I mean, if you look around, this is down where they're doing the construction at. But there's you know, a lot of these old buildings. I don't know. I think all this fencing looks like it was just put up recently. But up here, there's a old chimney, so but not really what I was tracking, but maybe I'll see what else I can find that's worth photographing. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hey, give me a like and a subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Anyway, talk to everybody later. See ya. Bye.